There are games published in other languages, not English, obviously, that are worthy of a little bit of attention. Even though they are not in English, they should be. La Mirada del Centinela, The Sentinel's Watch, is indeed one of them. This is a Spanish superhero game that takes the superhero aspects of things and turns them into something that is exactly the same that we have seen, but it does it in a slightly different way with a slightly different setting that is very much like the settings we've seen before, and it does it really, really well. And I'm going to tell you all about it. Welcome to the GMS Magazine review videos. Europe in general does produce some very, very good games, but obviously we have that language barrier. Language barrier that, thank goodness for me, is slightly less because I can speak Spanish as well. So I can find out what's going on in Spain and bring out books from there, which is exactly what I'm doing here. This is La Mirada del Centinela. Now I have to do a bit of a disclaimer. I don't really like superhero games. They're just not really my thing. And this is what La Mirada del Centinela is. I was a bit... and yet, my friends told me, do take a look, this is really worth it. And you know what, they were very, very right. It's not really superheroes, it's more like vigilantes. Let's take a look first of all at the book itself, the production. This is in the cover, and this is the Centinela. The Centinela is this mythical character. It's this hero that's been going on in Bethlehem City, more on that later, for the last 60 or 70 years. And it's been the blight of crime. That's just the start of the game. The quality of the paper is excellent. It's full color, and as you can tell by the index, it's absolutely ram-packed with loads and loads of information and beautiful, beautiful illustrations. They are fantastic. The layout is 2 columns, justified, which is okay. It's easy enough for me to read, although I would appreciate a little tiny bit more of distance between the lines, but it is okay. It comes with everything you could need and want to play the game, from character creation, there is a chronology, professions, everything is there. Combat. The rules system, it's called hits, hitos, and it's very Fate. You have, the characters have some sort of characteristics or skills or abilities that are abstract, in the sense that you design, for example, scared of the dark as being a flaw, but you can choose to use scared of the dark when you're in a dark environment to get the adrenaline boost to give you the strength to punch yourself out of the room. Or you can decide, I will not let my friends down, as something to actually give you the advantage that you need, or something to do with computers, something like that. It runs in that way. Then you roll your dice, you add everything, and if you roll over a number, you succeed. Very, very, very simple. But also very flexible and very open to do whatever you want to do with your character. The premise of the game is Batman. Simple as that. And it is my only grudge with this game. They didn't throw any more imagination to it. The Sentinel began when 2 hugely rich and popular people were coming out of a theatre, and they were killed because the thief wanted the child's mother's necklace, and therefore he decided to become the Sentinel, and he did. Is Batman. Now the difference, and this is where things become interesting. There have been a number of Sentinels, there have been a number of heroes throughout the years, because obviously the first one became very old, couldn't do it, so he got delegated on a new recruit who shared the same passion and the same ideals. He also became old, so on and so forth. And the whole game is meant to be played around that premise, that there is one sentinel, and then there is a group of heroes who help the sentinel. You have different means and ways of playing the game. You can play the normal, gritty, dark, brutal and realistic Vigilante, or you can go for a more extravagant and over-the-top, with robots and villains who want to destroy the world, sort of adventures, and it is absolutely fine. Now, why is that's not necessarily a bad thing? From where I stand, the fact that the book is so close to Batman gives you an extremely, extremely familiar reference that you can cling on. But because it's not Batman, there is no fear of changing, expanding, or creating new canon. You can do whatever you like without anybody saying, but Batman would not do that. Yeah, but this is not Batman, this is a Sentinel. So I can do that. Overall, my only other gripe it has is that the females portrayed in the game, I don't like them all. Let me find one of them so you can see why. Let's see where they are. Or where she is. There are a couple of characters that are that. Iris. She is like the Archer. Seriously? Do we need the whole kinky stuff going on and the 80s star hair? Do we need that kinky stuff going on? I really am not sure. If we go for another one, a villain this time, that one is okay. Unrealistic boobs, but that's fine. Link's another one, hyper sexy. And if we go for the villainess, or villain, who's called Viper. That, really? Do we need that? And where are you? You are here. And do we need that? Beautiful illustrations, don't get me wrong. And admittedly, it's just a few. But I just wonder if we need that. That's my only gripe. Those images could be changed to be more tasteful and be more empowering without taking away the sexiness and the sassiness of the female characters. That's my only gripe with the game. I do recommend this game. If you can speak Spanish, do take a look at it. It is very well worth it. It is available in PDF. And what really truly makes it worth it is the effort that they put into creating an environment that you can work with. The city is very well made. The whole ethos around the Sentinel, how you can be a sidekick or how you can be the Sentinel if you want to. Equipment is absolutely brilliant. The whole thing has been very, very well made indeed. So despite the fact that it's a rip-off of Batman, despite the fact that some of the illustrations I don't like, this game should be translated into English because it's very, very good. It adds something different, something new to the superhero games. And I would be as happy to compare this with Mutants and Masterminds or Wild Talents 2 in terms of quality of game and the quality of the setting. So if you have some cash to spare and you can speak my lingo, you could do a lot worse than taking a look at the Sentinel's watch.